fine. I just want to say, let's go ahead and make this show's good because we're just coming out of Thanksgiving, and but before we go down that path, and since yesterday was someone's birthday, I wanted to kick it off
Yes.
with Coleman and just say, hey, man, what are some things you're thankful for in this holiday season, and you're another year older?
You keep throwing that another year older out, man. I'll be honest, man. I'm thankful for another trip around the sun, man. It's been a blessing. I'm thankful for you brothers, man. It's been good to watch our brotherhood camaraderie over the last year. Uh, always friends and family, man. But growth. I'm thankful for the opportunity to continue to grow and try to be better today than I was yesterday. So thankful for a lot of shit.
Man, that's real good. What about you, Joe? What are you thankful for?
I am thankful for a ton of different things, but one of the major things is I'm thankful that my career has evolved to the point where I'm able to spend a lot of time um, with my daughter every day. I'm still working from home, haven't returned to regular office sessions yet. So I'm with her in the morning. I get to take a 2 hour lunch with her. Um, I'm just thankful to be able to walk down the hall and work as opposed to doing light construction, working as a waiter, working on the ice cream truck. Like, it's just nice to be able to work in the way that I'm working
Mm. LV, LV, what are you thankful for?
Honestly, John, I would say I'm thankful for the grace that the people that interact with me on a daily basis deal with, and they don't just kick me in the ass or slap me in the face. I'm not always the most cordial person to get along with sometimes. I can be sometimes stubborn, but the people that I interact with, they give me the grace and show me that they truly do care for me, if not love me, in a sense, to actually deal with me. And the ones that are even closer to me have the guts to really tell me the stuff that I need to hear versus what I may want to hear. I'm thankful for my beautiful daughter that I have and everything that she's accomplished and is accomplishing. I believe she's turning into a wonderful young lady, um, and I have assistance with making that possible, and I'm very thankful for that. I may not always show the proper appreciation that I should, but I do appreciate it. Communication is one of my weaknesses. That's one thing that I'm still a work in progress with communicating my true feelings towards people that are close to me. But I am thankful for their grace.
I
And
can
you ignorant
appreciate.
motherfuckers too.
now. Now that's
You
the
know what?
regular LV right there.
There you go. He had to snap back. He had to snap back. One of the things I want to say I'm thankful for, of course, thankful for my family, my friends, you brothers, and thankful for employment, and able to be able to do some of my wants, but be able to meet my needs. And and this show is we're in the holiday season. And it's kind of a lighter note because we are in the holiday season where a lot of people deal with depression. A lot of people deal with not being able to recognize those moments. And last week, um, my cousin and I we were sitting there just talking and having a conversation. Like you don't realize the moment that you really are in until years later, and you find out it has a greater impact. And and we've been doing this podcast And come to find out, I've learned that Coleman and I are related. Gerald already knew we were related, but and we probably LV and I are probably related. But this is how far back this.
I'm an
This is how-
outcast, man. Ain't nobody related to me, man.
Everybody's related to you,
So-
LV.
Right.
Every person on the planet is at least 50th cousins.
Now
Okay.
that kind of seems like incest there, but that's a different
Right.
story.
I'm not debating that. Okay.
It's
Gerald,
been
that includes you and Kanye. I think y'all about closer to like 10. I think y'all closer to like 10.
Hell no! I
Yeah.
withdraw what I just said. Clearly, the research is wrong.
Y'all closer to
Ain't
10.
no way.
Uh,
I'm related to no damn Kanye. Clearly, that was bad research. I just threw out there. I withdraw.
Oh no, you
At a
can't
minimum,
take
y'all
that one back.
50th cousins, but y'all
Right.
kind of
Right.
look like 10. Y'all kind of look like
Yeah.
10.
Oh,
Sick.
Hey.
LV say on your mama's side, he your 10th.
I withdraw the research that I just threw out.
Oh no, you're a
And
proven
that-
researcher.
Hey, quick. And now that I think about it, I think Kevin Samuels might be your 5th.
On your daddy's
hell
side.
No.
Daddy's side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I withdraw
listen to
that
them.
statement. Okay. The only person that is my cousin is LV.
Yeah.
So y'all both related.
Hey, quick. Say, I was more talking to them girls like that. Kevin on your daddy's side on the 5th.
There you go. There you go.
Fifth cousin twice removed. No.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Hey,
No
It
relation.
is being scientifically proven.
There you go. And,
No, it was a flaw in the science, clearly.
and some may wonder how we know each other for so long. And I'm gonna just give a little insight to how we all know each other. Gerald, mother and my mother were foster parents, and I got introduced to Gerald when there was a child involved that left his house and came to my house. That was the first time I met Gerald, and then soon after his dog bit me, and Gerald forgot about that.
He bit a lot of people, but I don't remember you being one of them.
I showed you the scar because I still have it to this day.
He got receipts.
I got
Probably-
receipts.
Hey, you can probably sue
Our
him. John.
dog was a mess.
I probably
probably
there's no
should.
statute of limitation.
Oh, the dog might. No. Get that paper.
Right.
Get that
And
paper.
then
Our dog was a mess. He was a little on the
Yeah.
vicious side. It was
Boy.
a good dog though.
And he's on the record admitting that the dog was vicious and was
Yes.
biting several people. So
Yeah.
and I've been in trauma since then, so I need to get that pain and suffering.
Go ahead and
yeah.
put that cash
Oh,
on there, John.
oh, that's
start
been over
right.
40 years. Oh my
Exactly.
God.
It
Oh,
Oh,
was
that's
that's
famous
40
tonight.
years of interest.
Yes.
Mm.
And then Coleman's father and my mother went to school together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's how
So they're
we
high
are
school.
connected.
Yeah.
Yes. And then here's the last joke. LV and I played against each other in elementary school, and we beat them because he played for Hawthorne, and we beat them for the Super Bowl.
Y'all got lucky, but
No,
the Hawthorne Hawks is what it is, baby.
no,
Y'all got
no.
lucky.
It's been renamed to Benjamin E. Carruthers Elementary now, but
No,
Hawthorne.
no. Hawthorne has been renamed to Carruthers. Right, Ben E. Carruthers, but Benjamin Banneker is still really strong. And I would say you could say it was luck, but we beat you 2 weeks. The week before the Super Bowl, we met in the Super Bowl and beat you again. So I don't know. We were lucky twice.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That don't sound like luck.
all I can say is I didn't play in either game. So, my
Oh,
career,
that was
my career didn't bud until, middle school and high school and a little junior college action,
Holla at it. Holla at it.
So I'll say that's how y'all were afforded the luxury of those wins because I wasn't
Oh.
on the squad.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, now I got you. I got you now.
I'm gonna take up for my Hawks now. Hey,
You wasn't academically ineligible in grade school.
no, I just didn't play, bro. I was no. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. Shane the devil. I was a little fat boy. It was too lazy to run the laps around the damn field, and I didn't want to practice, so I didn't play in elementary school. I didn't play in elementary school. I didn't.
That's
Well,
I didn't.
He's keeping it real,
Right,
as
right.
LV does.
But when I got to middle school, my brother let it be known that if I didn't play then, me and him was going to have to go to the back room again. And so I was like, well, shit, I ain't going to the back room. And I went out there and I was beasting on him. So the rest is history.
And see, these stories that we have one another is really what inspires this podcast and this love for one another, because someone would swear I tried to kill them in one of our outings by pushing them off a cinder block, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen. I said, let me hold you, and they decided to jump like it was Superman. And I'm like, no, don't jump.
But hold on. But somebody did stand there like this and then went. Right.
And I showed up bleeding at my wedding the next day.
I said, I got you. Hold on. You like,
hey, now, ladies, now what when Little John say he got you, he mean got you. Ain't that what he say? So
he ain't got you, but he
so why was somebody not looking down at you and you looking up at them and you say, I got you? They be like, okay.
But that doesn't include jumping. I did not tell the person to jump.
And my best man, one of my two best men, Coleman, had to come and patch me back up because I ended up under that tractor trailer.
I forgot about that part.
Yes.
Oh, that shit was funny.
And so
that was
when
a rough bachelor party.
Listen.
When I say just have to live in those moments.
And you know how sometimes you know to be, because like when we had that bachelor party, me and Sheila went to the liquor store. Y'all know I got problems sometimes with certain things like parties. So we get
stocked the whole bar that night.
We got to the liquor store, and Sheila said, "Be sleep. I'm gonna stay out here. Go in." I said, "I get to go in the liquor store by myself?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Oh shit."
You stocked a whole bar.
Sheila stocked the whole bar. She sent me in the liquor store by myself.
Jason still had liquor for months after that.
That's because y'all quit drinking.
And see, those moments is when, because everyone knows I don't drink, so I get to watch, and they start challenging each other. Oh, is that what you gonna do? That's all you gonna drink? You mean you can't drink anymore? And I just sit back and laugh.
No, one person challenges everybody else. That would be Coleman. That's what happens.
Hey, you know what?
Well, see, my minds ain't strong enough not to accept the challenge.
I know.
No, we're in the same way.
I think that was the last time I really challenged anybody really like that, because that was a rough night.
No, bruh,
a rough night. My other best man was so out of it that he neglected to wake me up for the wedding, and I barely made it to get married the next day.
That's the story.
Somebody had to call and wake us up.
But you got there.
That was a rough night.
And happily ever after.
Yeah, that was a rough night.
You got all that chaos out before. You got all that chaos out before you're supposed to.
Hey, y'all remember
plus,
that?
We didn't want to hear Nadine.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
That was the driving force. Get him there however you do it.
Listen, the driver on that party bus said, "I ain't never had this much fun."
That party bus
Dri-
was rocking.
the driver on the party bus said, "I ain't never had this much fun."
Quite entertaining.
Dude.
And I've appreciated all the moments that we've had, that I partake in. I know there's other moments that y'all have and that's something that I really cherish is learning to live in that moment and understand. And I wanted to really look at just looking back because y'all always gang up on me with my grown man experience, but I'm gonna turn the tables a little bit today. And I'm glad you were talking about Gerald's wedding because I want Gerald to just talk about what it was that moment where he realized, you know what, it's time to get married. I'm ready
Mm.
to hang up
Oh shit.
that bachelor card. So go ahead and share with us your grown man experience that led you to the wedding chapel.
Mm.
I'm really not the best example of this. One, I got married old. What, 42, 41, 42. Um, and me and Nadine had been together for so long. Um, when it comes to getting married, it's kind of hard to explain. You at some point realize this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And for me, as a person who had ended, I won't say a lot of relationships, but I had ended a string of relationships prior to that with women who they weren't, a mess. They weren't horrible. They just weren't the one. And so when you get to that point where you're like, this is the person that I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with, this is the person that I can see me being happy with, that's when you realize it's time to get married.
Mm.
Now, in all honesty,
Choose your words
um,
carefully.
You know what I'm saying?
right,
Right.
Say your honesty ain't necessarily got to be the truth.
I'll just say, well, here's what I'll say. In all honesty, um, I can be a little bit of a handful. And
What?
when you have been
Oh yeah,
single,
yeah. Okay,
I
go ahead.
didn't
Okay,
really
continue.
need
Who's
Continue.
next?
I didn't
Who's
need
next?
y'all to concur and co-sign on that. My I'm
Oh
just
no,
saying,
we not concurring or co-signing. You are under. You're under
This is the
speaking.
most accurate. Right, right.
No, he's no,
Understating.
he a little bit low on the scale.
I'm
He ain't giving
minimizing.
Nadine. He
He
ain't giving
understated.
Nadine
He's
quite the credit she
understating.
deserves.
I don't
That's
I
true.
don't agree that I'm minimizing. What I am saying is, and y'all let me know if y'all feel this way. When you
About
get
you.
married older, you are so set in your single ways that
Preach.
in a way it makes marriage probably a little bit more of a challenge when you have been single
Preach.
for like 40 something years in your own space, because I never shacked. The only woman I ever shacked with was Nadine. In all my previous relationships, regardless of how long they lasted, I never lived with any other woman. And so that was probably a bit of an adjustment for her to share space with somebody who had not shared space with anybody except my nephew, who lived with me as a kid, for a block of time. um, and so that's what made me a bit of a handful, is when you are set in your ways as a single person and then you're sharing space, it's a big adjustment. And so it was an adjustment for me, but it probably was a much bigger adjustment for her to put up with me after living by myself for so many years. And so Johnny Quick and LV, I mean, LV, you've been married, but I don't know. I'm wondering what y'all's thoughts are on that. Because Johnny Quick, have you shacked before?
No.
Okay. Do you believe in shacking?
If it's good for other people, yes.
What?
Oh, that was another thing from the grown man experience.
Johnny Quick, this is a really listen. This is an important question because in therapy, I almost encourage couples to shack because when you get married and you come in cold living with somebody after y'all are legally attached, it can end up a bad experience. Me and Nadine shacked a good year or so before getting married to be sure that we would not drive each other crazy. So Johnny Quick, I need you to consider shacking.
You can come stay a little bit, but you got to go home. I'm just saying, because one thing I've learned growing up, and my mother taught me, if you're gonna have peace, if nowhere else, but you're gonna have peace at home. And so, if we can learn something in a couple of weeks, and then you go home, then we good. But
you know you gotta
a couple of weeks ain't gonna cut it. That's a honeymoon phase.
Listen, because you know you got to be careful letting them come stay even for a couple of weeks. We had a friend who thought somebody was just staying a few weeks and had moved in.
Yeah, you can't let them. Yeah. You can't do weeks at a time. You know, a couple of nights throughout the week.
She not only had moved in, she had sold her house and moved in. He didn't even know he was living with her.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't tell you that story, Johnny Quick?
No.
Oh, well, the next time we go over there and sitting out on that deck for barbecue, ask him about that story.
Oh, definitely.
And it turned into Fatal Attraction.
Oh, I just picked up on what you was talking about.
And that explains a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And you wrong to bring that up.
I'm just trying to give examples. I'm just saying this shit can happen. You better be careful. Let somebody stay for a little while.
But hold on,
y'all went into too much detail,
right?
Hold on, don't nobody know
selling properties and all that other shit. That you wrong for that. Oh, you wrong for that.
Don't nobody know what we talking about.
You wrong for that.
I just gave a scenario, dog.
Johnny Quick.
I didn't give
you
no
gave
details.
a scenario, but he elaborated and gave he gave some foundation
for shacking.
He gave some foundation.
Yeah. If you think a woman is gonna drive you crazy, if she stays longer than a couple of weeks, that lets you know that that's not somebody you should marry.
I learned in 1 week.
People need
it shouldn't be more than 2 days straight.
You know, I think
2 days.
I think we asked the wrong question.
2 days straight, then they go home, then they come back the next day, but no more than 2 days straight at my house.
Yeah.
How do you find out if you can live with somebody?
Well
I mean, they gotta get out.
Right. But you know what?
Asked the wrong question.
I saw at least one time I'm gonna go stay over at your house. We gotta make sure you got a house since you're gonna bring up that other situation.
Right.
You asked the wrong question.
Even if I am living in Hugh Hefner's palace, you know, I don't turn my nose up. I don't turn my nose up. I can step down. I don't call them peasants like y'all do. I can get down with the common folk.
Call somebody peasants.
You call people peasants all the time.
I've never called anybody a peasant. I've never called anyone a peasant.
You're a peasant maker. You're a peasant maker.
I'll call people peasants. What do you call them? Question?
What do you call them? You call them
if
inbreds
it's a racist,
and other stuff.
I might call them some names.
You asked him if he believed. You asked him if he believed in shacking. The real question is, does he believe in marriage?
Mm.
Ooh,
I'm gonna answer
Johnny
this
Quick.
question. I'm gonna answer this question, but we're not turning this back on me because this was have some in depth on everyone else. But yeah, I believe in marriage. I believe in the the whole spirit of it, the whole coming together. Now, do I see it happening? Mm, it might not, but I'm not giving up on it. But I believe in marriage.
She's out there, bro. She's out there.
And she's ready to shack.
All right, Coleman, you told us that you was hoeing by referral. What made you to stop hoeing by referral and decide to settle down?
With cheese.
But I didn't want to be the old man at the club with the green suit.
Mm,
Nah,
checking out
for
the
real.
young hotties.
Yeah, for real. Nah, I was wild, man. Um, it was funny because even in my
That's an
wild
understatement.
days,
But go ahead. That was
we're
an
not gonna talk.
understatement, but go ahead.
We're not gonna talk about understatements because you've made several today. Um, so so I was in my wilding phase, man. But uh, when and matter of fact, this includes one of JP's old relationships. So we used to go over there for culture nights, and we'd be out
When I
chilling and
wasn't invited.
everything. Even when you was invited, but we'd be all over there chilling. Um, and Sheila was her roommate, so I used to always be sneaking back there and be like, just give me a kiss, because Sheila was an athlete, banging body, man. I mean, I just always thought she was fine. And so I used to always be like, one day I'm gonna chase her down, I'm gonna walk her down. And I eventually saved her from them streets by doing that. I want to add that piece of it in there. But
He's saying
uh,
that because she'll watch the show.
I'm saying that because it's the truth. Um, so, and it's funny, man. It's so funny because I had a couple of things happen that almost deterred it. But me and LV were out one night, man, and we ran into Sheila. She had come back, and I was like, "Shit, we should hang out." She had graduated and come back to school. I was like, "We should hang out." And so, she introduced me to OLV. We was at that little reggae. We was out listening to a little reggae club, and so she introduced me to one of her friends, and then we said we should hang out. So she was like, "Yeah, whatever," 'cause she had known me for a while. She knew I was kind of wild. Well, next thing you know, we start going out to different reggae clubs and all this stuff. Like that started in like the summer, and then like in October, I had finally walked her down, and she realized she was in a relationship with me, man. But this is the funny friend that she had introduced me to, because we didn't know nothing was going to jump off between us. The friend that she had introduced me to, uh, we kind of had some things in common, so we kicked it for a little bit, right?
Mhm.
So I come home, so me and Sheila had started dating. So this was like almost a year later, because when we first started dating, she wouldn't even tell nobody she was dating me. She was like, I ain't, it's like, she's like, I ain't letting people know your belt, so she wouldn't even tell nobody she was dating me, right?
Mhm.
So then me and LV were actually living together over on 9th Street. And
The place in the
LV
apartment.
was, yeah, but she was back at, so Sheila was at
Hmm.
the house and I was up on the yard. So I come home one day, and she's in the living room talking to this friend that I had met. I walk, I'm like, ooh. so by this time we well into me and Sheila well into kicking it, right? So the friend leaves, and I'm like, hey, did I ever tell you me and her had some things in common? Boy, I thought that relationship was over right there, because it was like if I had known, da da da. And she stuck with her brother, man, through all my foolishness and a lot of the bullshit that I used to pull, man. And like JP said, when that you have a lot of things in common with, who is by your side, it's kind of hard to walk away from that relationship. Not that I ever wanted to. Um, but it's funny because we're riding down the street today in the car, man. It's funny that you mentioned this. So we're riding down the street today in the car, and we see this car in front of us, and it spells JU, but the rest of it is erased. So me, in my mind, I'm like, that says juicy. So me and her start cracking up because when Jesse Smollett got in trouble, Dave Chappelle started calling him Juicy Smollett,
Juicy.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So me and her start cracking up because we just laughing. So one of my sons says, "Daddy, you and Mama is doing too much." And it was like, well, dude, I understand your mama funny bone, you know, and I know how to tap dance,
Mhm.
and we know how to laugh, and we know how to get along. We understand the things in the relationship that make the relationship go when things aren't going well. You know what I mean? And that's what I
Mhm.
found in her was I found somebody that I had a lot in common with, you know. So when we started dating, and I would come to Kansas City and JP and all them, and it was never a question. You know, nobody ever said who you bringing with you because they knew Sheila was going to be with me when we rode through. And that was the first time I had that type of relationship where the person I was kicking was actually my road dog and could go anywhere with me. And whether we was going out to drink, whether we was going out to fight, whatever it was, I knew she was gonna be there. Like,
And
you know,
she knew all our ignorant asses.
yeah, let's
And
get
she
that.
accepted us. And
Yeah,
she
yeah. She
accepted
learned her brother.
us.
It's like, you
Y'all
know,
our fault.
I'd be like, yo, LV coming through. She don't be like when, what for, how long he staying. If he need to come spend the night, I mean, he spend the night. If he walk in here and start going through the refrigerator, that's LV. And that's big for me. You know, is my people are my family, and my wife is accepting of my family, and that's big for me. So, but she, you know, she puts up with a lot of my ignorance, and she accepts me for. I mean, because I'm like JP. I can be a hand. You know what I mean? And so it's those types of things that let me know, you know, that I was on the right path, man. And I remember my father telling me, uh, he, I went on a trip with my father and my uncle, and my father told me, he said, "Love ain't shit." He said, "Y'all looking for the wrong thing, 'cause y'all looking for love." He said, "Love ain't shit." He said, "Find out what you like least about Sheila, and if you can live with that for the next 30 years, that's the person you're supposed to be with." You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's good
So
advice.
yeah, so if you if the woman you dating, you don't like the way she smell when she come out of the bathroom, think how they gonna smell in 30 years. Can you deal with
Right.
that? You know, if she
And you
if,
know,
if she if she rub her toe and you don't like that, are you gonna like her rubbing her toes on you in 30 years? If not, you need to bounce. And that was advice that I took to heart from my father and my uncle, and I think it still holds true. So it's certain things that she might do that I don't like, and I got to suck it up because I'm like, shit, I already made the decision I was gonna be cool with that. I made that decision 5, 10 years ago, so it doesn't bubble up, it doesn't become an issue because I've already decided that that was something I could live with.
And let me say this: y'all are like Huxtables. Y'all are as
Ain't
um,
they though?
y'all are like
Ain't they
Huxtables,
though?
which is cute.
I
But
wish I knew where you could submit people for the perfect couple and shit.
Shit, we far from
Man,
that,
y'all have
they should be role model couples to teach other motherfuckers how it's done.
please.
y'all have a Huxtable vibe. I'm serious.
Apparently, y'all watch different Huxtables than we watch. Me and Sheila be up here cussing each other out.
Yeah, right.
ah,
That's all part of it though.
Yeah,
And
right.
see, y'all can school others on how to do that shit and still stay together.
you know,
uh,
that and see
Shit ain't
this.
work for me. I don't
They
fucked
ain't
up
cussing each
twice.
other out. I don't believe
I
it.
did it young and old. It shit didn't fucking matter.
You're full of
Well,
crap. They ain't cussing each other out.
well, LV, what
No,
made
they
you
they
decide
cussed
one of the
each other
times
out.
to get married?
What'd you say, John?
What one of the times made you decide that this was the person, and then later you found out it wasn't?
Okay, well, I would say the reason why I married my first wife, we actually met on a blind date. And oddly enough, we were really good friends. There were some things that were challenging going into the relationship that I knew, and because of my youth and arrogance and just the alpha male that I am, I felt that I could conquer those. And long story short, I couldn't. And being the person that I was then, it wasn't something that I could work through. With time, I could have worked through it. With counseling, I could have saved my first marriage. The second marriage, I would say she was my dream girl. If you would go into the Weird Science, you remember the movie Weird Science? I know we dating ourselves. You know how they created, the old girl because of they put in specifications on what they want to hear there. And I ain't gonna be detailed because y'all say I'm nasty, so I'm gonna leave it like that.
No, you say you nasty. We just add the adjectives to it.
No, y'all say it. Y'all, I didn't come up with nasty lead shit.
We do say it, yes.
But my second wife, when I met her, it was as if I had created her in that lab. And we had in the beginning a very good friendship as well. And I will honestly say I've never loved any woman the way that I loved her. I mean, I still love my first wife because I always had love for her. Same as with her. I mean, there's nothing between us now, but I still have love for her, and I wouldn't want any ill will. It was just that, in a sense, maybe we grew apart. But I mean, it's something when you get a reassurance, like, you know what, I could go out here and walk down the street, butt, booty, ass naked. And this woman, all she gonna do is come with a motherfucking blanket, put it around my ass, make sure I'm calm, and get me back to safety. When you have that kind of assurance and you feel that secure with a woman, bruh, ain't nothing else that none of these other bitches can do for you. I mean, they can't, and I'm gonna get explicit now. They can't suck your dick no better. They pussy can't be that much wetter. And if you can't help that woman that's holding you down like that get to those areas, then you got a deficiency with yourself. Because a wise man once told me, and I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't want to fuck up the way he said it, but they say women want to say, "Oh, I got good coochie." Now I'm gonna go a little more PG. They want to say, "Oh, I got good coochie." He say it ain't about her having a good coochie. It's all about the driver. You're in the driving seat. You dictate whether that's gonna be good coochie or bad coochie. If you're really in tune with her, you can turn that shit that almost died. You can give it the hydration that it needs and flourish into a beautiful flower.
That was beautiful.
So it's all about you having that one. When you meet that one woman, and you know what? No matter what bullshit I may give her, she gonna be mad. Don't get me wrong. She might steal on me, and if she steal on me, I really got respect for her. She steal on me knowing she got a gun in her purse or some shit. Hey, but then at the end of the day, after she calmed down, she's still there with me. She gonna make me work for it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But she's still with me.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Toxic, but I don't know.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Do y'all believe in life partners?
Yes and no.
That special friend on the obituary?
No, that ain't it. That ain't what he's talking about. Oh, Hey, another nugget from the grown man experience.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Don't be
Yeah,
that special friend, lady.
So we all know that John's gonna have a friend section on his.
No.
Hey, no,
No.
a special
No.
friend
A
section.
special friend section.
No.
Nah.
I've already had this conversation with some of the ladies just recently. They're like, we were trying not to fight at your funeral, so please do not set it up that way. I'm like, if someone comes up to you and said, "Hey, Jonathan may have talked about me to you," y'all have my permission to say, "No, he didn't. No, he did not."
I no. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna say, what do you think he told me?
Before
That's what I want to know.
Before y'all answer Coleman's question on life partner, I just want to respond to a piece of wisdom that LV just dropped. Is that there are some things that are more important than good sex when it
No,
comes
that ain't what he said.
That's not.
But
But you go ahead and take it there.
Okay, the
You
way
take
he
it there.
said it
That
was.
ain't what I said.
Okay, hold on.
You misinterpreted what I said.
Listen, I'm posting it up a little bit.
Cause see, you can I was saying you can make it good. You just gotta work on it.
Okay,
You gotta mold it. Hey, you know how
no matter how good
my mother had to do a
is.
newborn baby, and it didn't come out kind of long. You have to mold that head. That's old school. You gotta massage that head. And mold.
Joe's like, let's take a moment and reflect on with this philosophical statement. That's not what he said.
You have to work on it.
This is the
You have
man
to
who
work on
ends
it.
every
Mold
show.
it into good.
He ends every show rubbing his nipples. That ain't what he said.
Right.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
All I heard him saying when he was talking about the cooch and fellatio and all of that, what I thought I heard him saying was that there are certain things when it comes to picking your spouse, your life partner, certain things outweigh whether or not you getting your
right. She ain't got to be the best you had. That'll be a better way to put it. She ain't got to be the best you had.
And be sure not to put that on social media like some people.
I don't think that's what JP's saying though.
No, he's not.
I'm trying to spin it.
I didn't think that's what he was saying. I thought that what
he ain't say
LV
what
was
you
saying
saying
is that
I ain't say what you said. I did not.
Hey, listen.
You didn't say what I'm saying.
It up.
Listen.
All right, then y'all carry on.
Listen. Listen.
Let's talk about life partners.
If LV I'm not gonna use LV. If I were to meet a woman who was perfect in every way, but she was dead in bed, it ain't gonna work.
But you're gonna try.
Well, I'm gonna try because I like trying.
At this age, I ain't trying either.
I'm gonna try because I like trying.
Well, dead in bed is an extreme. I didn't take what LV was saying to mean dead in bed.
If she don't lift her heels off the bed, she's not gonna make it. I mean,
I'm just saying for real. There has to be a balance between everything else and good in bed. That's what you're saying, Coleman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if not, what
LV was saying.
Because if not,
I'm gonna want to get out there.
Right. You always gonna have a sexual desire that will carry you outside of the home. So if you get into a relationship with somebody who's all of these great things, but she's good, especially if you've been out there and you've had great, you know what I mean? If you just got good at the crib and you know greats in the streets are gonna call you.
So you have to make your good great. That's what I was saying, Gerald.
Well, doesn't she just need to be willing to become better in bed as you expose?
Oh, she has to be a willing participant, but you can be more patient. You can be
Well,
more patient.
willing isn't always the answer, because it then becomes, what is she willing to do, right? So somebody can be willing to a degree, right?
But unable.
So if Nasty Ned's degree of willing is beyond her threshold,
She can't.
they're unequally yoked,
But if she has all those
and she
other
got to get the
qualities,
move.
I'm going to be more patient to try to bring her along. If I see that there's potential, she just hasn't been scratched yet. You
No, you're
know,
not.
it's like
No,
a
you're
gem.
not.
It's an unpolished gem. And
No,
then
listen.
that's when me, the jewel maker,
Oh Lord.
I have to make the jewel.
Now
I
he's
have to
applying
embellish
pressure
that jewel.
No.
to make a diamond.
This is my thing.
Now he's
I
a Jacob
agree.
the jeweler.
I
Pro-
agree with all
proper
that.
pressure.
I agree with all that outside of the showing more patience, right? Now, and this is and I'm not you. This isn't about you, LV. The showing more patience piece, I disagree with, because in showing more patience, to me, that says, all right, I'm not going to have these extra outside of the patience I'm showing with her. I'm going to try to work her through this, right? If you're trying to work her through the process to get her to where she works for you, yet you have other projects going on, other women that you see, and other side projects that you're working with who are fulfilling that need, it's
But
going to
you
be
can't
very
do
hard.
that. You see, now I'm not
But
saying
hold
do
on,
that
but
in
hold on,
that
but hold on.
situation. I'm
And
not.
that's why I'm
But
not saying, and that's why I'm not saying this is you.
yeah.
So if you're working this main project, but you've got side projects, it's going to be hard for that main project to ever get up
Right.
to
Provide
speed,
community
You're right.
because
service.
them side projects is always they escalating as well.
That's the
So
bar.
she's never going to get there.
That's
So
the bar.
right. So the level of patience has to say there are not going to be any side projects. I am just going to work on this one project to see if she can get to the point where I feel good about what we're doing
that's what I
in
was
our
saying. If she met
relationship.
all the other criteria, that's what I was saying. If she met all the other criteria for real, and really was gonna hold me down, I mean, to the
And she's
point where
bad in
this was,
bad. And she's bad in bad.
Hey,
hold on,
one
hold
of our
on.
viewers said she might be only as good as you.
That's why I said
But
it's
that's what he
on
was
the
saying.
driver.
But that's what he was saying.
That's why
And
I
what
said
I'm
it's on the
saying,
driver.
is that isn't always true.
But you got
Sometimes
to
you're
bring
with
that freak out.
somebody.
I mean, if you won't freak,
Okay, that's a great word.
you
That's a
gotta
great word.
you have to bring that freak out. You have to be able
Some
to be
people
at that freak
and some
level or
people
The
above
code
to
cracker.
bring
and
it
some
out of somebody
people
else.
and some people are uncomfortable with your level of free.
Then they can't
Whatever it is,
continue.
whatever your
Yeah.
level, right? That's what I'm saying. She can have
Yeah.
all these other things, yet be uncomfortable with your level of freak. Therefore, she's never going to be able to meet that level. Therefore, even though she has all these other pieces, that's not going
But
to help it. That's not going to allow you to.
Yeah,
Because if
you're
you
right.
she's
do,
still gonna
you're
be
going to
You're
have
right.
outs.
You're right if I have other options that can get there. You're correct.
well, and that's what Coleman
The
is
thing,
saying.
life is options.
Yeah, it sounds like Coleman is saying if you are still unfulfilled because this is your level of freak and this is where she's at, that increases the chances of stepping outside the marriage
And
to
even
get
her
your needs
trying,
met.
and even her trying
Before
it
you
is
get
only
married,
getting her to here.
before you get married, you need to get her to that freak level.
But
Now,
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
telling you that I'm telling you that from experience.
No,
I'm
I'm
telling you
agreeing
that
with you.
from
But
experience.
I'm agreeing
Yeah,
with you.
she
And I'm
has to be
saying,
at that freak level before you marry her.
so what you're but we're saying the same thing, LB. What you're just said, and I like the way you put that, is you're here and she's here. At her best effort, she gets here. It's close, but she's still under the bar. Even with all the other criteria met, she doesn't make the cut.
But at that point, you have to be willing to cut out all the other options because of everything else she brings to the table, as far as making you feel secure and whole, and making you still want to go out there and go 110,
And that
150 for her.
gets back to what my daddy said. You like the least. If her freak,
Exactly.
if her freak level is the thing that you like the least, now you got to make a
Then you
decision
don't
on,
need to
is
be
that
with her.
something, is
Yeah,
right, that's my point.
right.
Is that something you can live with?
Yeah.
Because if you
Oh,
say she has all this
well,
other
see, I
criteria,
never,
but I'm gonna
but
go
see,
ahead.
between me and you, I never let the freak level be that deciding factor. I mean,
Right.
in order for me to feel that I'm being held down already, that freak level, it may not be where I'm at, but it's got to be kind of up there. And like I said, I see potential that if I go ahead and mentor you, I can bring you over to the golden side.
But it also sounds
I'm
like
not willing
what
to
you're
chance
saying, LV, is if she still comes up short, but her positive traits and qualities, the other things that she brings to your life outweighs this shortness, then she's still in.
Right,
Which,
because
Coleman, what you're saying, because
I
what your
call
father
bullshit.
and your uncle was saying is, if you can spend the next 30 years,
well, it depends on your age when
and
you get
this,
there. And
then
it depends on your age. It depends on your age. When you're young, the chances of that working is gonna be slim and none. But when you're older, because that's what you used to and you done had it, you get. I mean, I see a lot of
Okay.
memes where the women say, men they wait till they get in their 50s, to want to be like, okay, now I'll settle down. So an older man will be like, you know what? I done had so many, that were at my level, a couple maybe above my level, that if you just a little bit below and you got everything else because you're bringing that security to me, and what you giving me security, that's even gonna make me better. And maybe I'm arrogant, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Maybe I'm arrogant. I'm gonna bring you on up to that next notch. I'm gonna bring you to the upper room. I'm
and
gonna get you to
here's
the upper
something
room.
I like what you're saying, because there are also women. I know women who feel the same way. I know women who have said, I done had so much sex over the course of my life that if I meet someone who I think is a soulmate, I'm okay if he's here sexually and I'm here, because I done had this my whole damn life. I'm okay with this. I've had that. And
Until
what
they have
this person
problems in
is
the
bringing to
relationship.
my life, this person is bringing so much to my life that I'm not going to weed them out because they not willing to be the ultimate freak. I done had the ultimate freak.
I
I'm
don't,
cool with this.
but I don't think men and women look at it the same.
That's
And
I agree with that.
that would be the problem with that analogy. I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to dispute it, but I don't think we
We
look at it
need
the same.
Candace on
This
here
would be
now.
this would be my question. This would be my question. So I've known all y'all since our 20s, right? And so I'm gonna ask y'all a flat out question. Because I disagree with what LV said.
Uh-oh.
So how many of y'all feel like you are uh less freaky in your 50s than you were in your 20s?
I'm more.
Right. So it had nothing to do with our age. So you can't say at 50 I'm willing to accept a little bit less freak than I was able to do.
No,
Now,
no, yes,
I
you
might not
can. Yes,
I
you
might
can.
not get to it the same way because my knees is bad. You know what I'm saying? I might I might
Do
not
the
run and jump
knees
up off.
challenge, bro.
I might not run and jump over the
Get
couch. I may
God,
have to
I'm
walk
coming.
around the couch, but I'm still trying to get to the same things once I get to where I'm trying to get to. So at my age, at 53, I'm not willing to accept any less of what I want. Matter of fact, I want more because I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I've done too much and I've come too far and I've grown too much to accept things that don't satisfy me. So if I'm going to be in a relationship, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I mean, because even if she's down here and I'm up here, even though I can coach her up, some days I don't want to coach. Some days I need you to walk in and be
No,
at that level.
but that's a process. And that's what I'm saying. If she's worth it, you just gotta
But
be
that's
worth it.
but that's the thing.
Like the song say,
Thing.
you just gotta be worth it.
They never,
that's the
but they
individual.
never change.
Then it
They
goes
never
to-
change. They show a
but it goes
willingness.
to-
They show a willingness to participate. But what I'm saying is, sometimes I need
Hey,
you to come in and be the lead instructor. I don't need you to
but
come
you gotta
in
get them to
and be
that
like, I'm
point.
But if you've
willing to be a
been
teacher's
screwing,
aide or whatever the case
But
may
you
be.
gotta get them to that point.
if you've been
You gotta get to
screwing
that
for
point
40
with
years,
whoever she is, bro. You gotta get to that point. And when
You
you
don't get
feel
some,
that
you
y'all should
don't,
be at that point and she's not there, then yeah, then you flip the script. You
but that's what
change
I'm saying.
direction. You
But
go
that's what I'm
back.
saying.
You go back to the younger ones that guaranteed we gonna be
Listen,
up here.
I
but
can't
I
do
think
younger. They
that with
stupid.
age, people become more.
Well, no, I'm not talking about for a relationship, my friend.
I know what you're talking about.
People
Let
become
JP
well.
finish that.
Johnny Quick's question is about. He started off asking about like marriage. Coleman
Right.
asked about life partners. I think I kind of disagree with what you're saying, Coleman. I think that with age, when you have been screwing for 40 years, you are going to be more tolerant of someone who may not be matching your level of freakiness. Now, a person in their 20s and 30s is going to be less tolerant because they are at a stage of life where they are still in full freak mode. But when it comes to by the time you in your 40s and 50s, you've been screwing for 40 years. You at that point have gotten your freak on enough that if you meet someone who has all these wonderful and incredible qualities, you are going to be more tolerant of her not matching where you are when it comes to getting your freak on.
You
You
better
know
tell
the
her she's
math
gonna
is
be
not
part of a
matching for
team.
me
You better tell her she's gonna be part of a
because he's
team.
like,
No, you don't tell her, but she is gonna be part of a team until she starts to show and prove why you can kind of start cutting people off your squad.
If she's not matching the level, she's gonna be a part of a team.
In the big
and
right, I mean, but
You can
but the
you can
thing
be
is, you don't
80.
let her know that she won't. But you don't let her know that she don't meet up to what you done had. You don't crush their feelings because then they're gonna be like, I ain't never gonna get there. So you try to give you like because you do have a team, you can afford to be, a little patient over here a little
But
bit.
I thought
Okay.
we was talking about moving away from the team. And what I'm
Yeah,
saying
we're
is
talking about committed relationship.
and
Okay,
what I'm
well,
saying
no.
is
Hey, if it's committed,
if
be out of there.
even
It's
at
not committed. If
and what I'm
if
saying
you
is at 50, if she don't meet the level, she's gonna be part of a team.
then she shouldn't be in there. At 50, you shouldn't be stringing
That's
them
my
along at
that is
point.
my point. Y'all the ones talking about y'all can coach her up and bring her along and she'll eventually get there and you
Well,
don't
hell,
need
when
it.
you first
You
meet
don't
her,
need you don't
I'm
need it at
very
the same
It
level.
becomes less important with age. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
there
so
is a probationary period.
that goes back to my
hey,
last question. How many of you all are freakier at your current age than you were in your 20s? Because nobody was willing to answer that question.
in my mind, I'm the freak, but
Now.
my
Right.
body may say you're
So
not.
so if
What
you're
I'm
at the
saying
same
is you
so
may
if
be just as
John,
freaky.
my mind and body are in tune with one another. And I would say, I'm 52. Where I'm at 52 to compare to where I was at 22 and even 32. It started in my 40s, I ain't gonna lie, but 22 and 32 compared to 52, I'd be looking down my nose at myself on some things to be like, you fool, what the fuck? But maybe I was sheltered as a child. I don't know.
I think that with age, regardless of if you are still freaky or not, with age, you become more tolerant and other aspects and characteristics weigh in heavier when it comes to choosing your life partner. If I was still single right now at this age, the whole sexual compatibility piece would be playing a smaller percentage in choosing a life partner than what it played when I was in my 20s.
I don't believe you.
Okay, so you said your percentage of choosing a life partner will be shorter now than it would have been then?
No,
you said the sexual impact.
I'm saying that if you've been screwing for 40 years, you done got your freak on for 40 years.
Listen,
so
you said 40 years. Listen, you 60 because 40 years at 50 it means you was 10. So your math ain't nothing.
That's what I'm saying, John. That's what I'm saying. He's grown up nasty. He's grown up nasty, John. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So growing up nasty.
I'm beyond 50.
Growing up nasty. I mean, you don't grow up nasty and all of a sudden be like, I've arrived.
Right.
I'm not nasty no more. It's not that's not important. I mean,
you may be still nasty, but the dating pool has shrank so much as you get older that you cannot weigh in sex on the same level that you did when you was in your 20s.
Gerald, it's like a vampire with blood. It's like a vampire with blood. They want human blood instead. They don't want to be eating no rat, sucking blood from a rat.
Listen.
They don't want to suck blood from no dog or no cat. They want human blood. And it's the same thing.
Listen,
I don't know how we got all that tied together, but
you want that
good interview with the vampire because of Brad Pitt with the rats.
You know, you want that good. You want that good gushy. You don't want that artificial.
Listen. They made Viagra because old men like to weigh in.
Well, I'm at check you on that
they did when they was young.
Listen, no, you know what Viagra was made for? It was actually made for your heart, and getting your dick hard was the byproduct. Because my mother was put on Viagra, and that's how I learned it.
And listen, I say Viagra because it's a thing everybody knows. But if we're just talking about erectile dysfunction, they made erectile dysfunction medications because old ass men want to be able to do that same freaky shit because mentally you never lose it. You may lose the function, but you don't lose it mentally. And because they still have that desire in their older age and they want to be able to function at that level, they're making erectile dysfunction medications so these old dudes can do that. Because it's still, because this is the thing. And JP, you speak on this because you're the therapist. You tell me this. How many older couples do you see in therapy where the husband is tripping because he's lost his ability to sexually function, and so now he believes that this wife is out doing something she may not be doing because he can't function. So mentally, he is in a place where they're having trouble in the relationship because he can't believe that she ain't trying to get it.
Right, you're right. As people get older, and you factor in diabetes and hormone levels and all these different things that affect sexual functionality. But my point is not that a person is less freaky. My point is the dating pool gets so much smaller as you get older that when a man gets older, sexual freakiness or compatibility weighs less and less when you meet someone who has all these wonderful and incredible qualities of being a good partner. And if you've been screwing for 30 or 40 years, you done got your freak on enough that also plays a role in you being willing to spend the rest of your life with a woman who might be here and you're here.
And I
That's
disagree
Go
with
a
all
little
that.
higher.
And I disagree with all
Okay,
that.
you know what?
Women-
You know what?
women-
You know
I
what?
disagree with all that.
Women
That's
tend to express. Women tend to express the exact same thing.
I
Because
think women
I have
accept it
many
better than
women-
men.
Because women be just as damn freaky as men. But I know many women who will explicitly say, I done had so much damn sex. I done got my freak on so much. This man is wonderful and incredible. And the fact that he is not measuring up sexually, I done had all that good sex.
But they
At
also
this
got
point, I want somebody to spend the rest of my life with. So he's here,
But see, that's women.
and I'm
Women-
here, but I'm
women
cool
are more
with it because he ain't
women-
here. He's here.
Women are more willing to accept a man that is more sexually deficient than what a man is willing to accept a woman being sexually deficient. Because a
Damn.
woman goes to that security. This man is taking care of me. You know what? What he can't do, I can go get me a rose. I can go buy a whoop-de-woo, and I can finish the job. We as men, we ain't going buying shit to finish the job. If you can't finish the job, then I'm going to find a woman that can finish the job.
and they
Now,
got
On that
balls.
note,
Because
They
I
got
really
balls.
like you,
yeah.
because I really like you and care for you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to still keep taking care of you or doing whatever I've been doing for you because you're really down for me. But you know what? I'm going to go out here and get me I'm going to get me this young one over here, hit her for a couple months, then get rid of her when she get too close. Then I'm going to go get me another one. I mean, that's how some people operate, not me. That's not how
Hey,
I
And
operate.
plus,
that's
they got
gonna be
that.
a
They
good
got that
stopping
battery
point.
operated boyfriend.
So what
Right.
y'all are
That-
basically saying, the message that y'all sending to women tonight is, if
Oh,
you
now
are
he said
not
we send a
fully,
message to women. Ain't that a
fully
bitch?
and 100%,
And he said y'all, and it
Yeah,
wasn't a y'all.
Yeah.
if you are not fully 100% sexually compatible and meeting your man's needs, he is going to be cheating on you.
No,
That's
That's not what I said.
That is not
That's
the
not what-
message.
That's not what
That's
Johnny Quick
basically
said.
what y'all saying. Because
No.
when
Not
you talk
y'all.
about, no, she gonna be a part of a team. She gonna be a part of a team. And
No,
I'm saying
no,
that
no,
means that y'all
no,
saying
no,
your man
no,
is gonna
no.
be cheating on you
No.
if you
Once
do
again,
not match his level of freak.
For the people in the back of
Yeah.
the room, this is not
I'm
what
saying
we're
that.
saying.
And on that note, we're gonna end because we run out of time.
I ain't-
And,
you
and
better
this has
turn
been
up.
another moment that we've lived in.
Turn
And
up.
I just want to end because as we were talking, I was thinking about some of the moments we had together, and I realized there's been a couple of bachelor parties that we've been in a part of, because there was one where the floor dropped. And on
Yeah.
that note, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank y'all for listening. Please watch, share,
Hey,
and comment.
don't have teammates. That's all I'm telling you. Don't have a team.